Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Future Gem Bluayado. I'm Bluayado, and today for our future investments, because this channel is about what investments you can do now for the future, your retirement income, for your family to leave it for them, for the future generation of your house to have it easier than you did. That's what we're about here. We're not about selfish investing. We're about investing for your future and the future of your family. So, with that said, last episode I talked about the future industries that I think are going to be there, which was electric vehicles, bio, medical, plant-based foods. Actually, I'm going to do cannabis. That's the one industry I missed, which is going to explode soon, too. Cannabis, I'm doing probably on my next episode. But this episode, I wanted to focus on dividend investing and dividend aristocrats. So first, let's just go over what is a dividend. Dividend is a distribution of some of the company's earnings to the shareholders. Normally, it's in the form of cash, but sometimes it could be in the form of shares. So let's just get that out of there. That's what a dividend is. When you want to buy a stock or EFT in time to get the dividend, you need to buy the dividend. You need to buy the stock before the X date. Now, the X date is normally on any kind of financial system you might look on to see a security. So I'll just start with McDonald's because a lot of people know McDonald's stock, which is great. And then normally if you use Yahoo Finance, you put in a ticker symbol for McDonald's, which is MCD. You can see what the upcoming X date was or what the X date that just passed. So you want to buy before the X date. Now, this one's passed, and this pays out quarterly, right? So look for the next 3 months. Before the next 3 months, they should be telling you when's the next X date for McDonald's. Now, why is McDonald's a dividend aristocrat? Because they have grown their dividend payouts over the last 20 to 25 years. So what does that mean, right? So let's go to historical data. Getting on the bottom because Yahoo is awesome and they keep tons of information. Okay, so if I go down to beginning of last year, right? So the first dividend paid out in February of 2020 and they paid $1.25, right? Next one was $1.25 in May. Next one was $1.25 in August. And then the last one, which was November 30th, was $1.29. So they increased the dividend by 4 cents per share. So each share you have has now increased the payout by 4 cents. So coming up next year, if we just go by the schedule here, the next payout should be in February. So like now, probably January, the end of January, they should be telling you when the next X date is. So then that's when you want to start looking to buy to go in, or before that, because therefore the price will be lower. A lot of people buy on X date or before X date, and that runs up the price. So if you keep buying constantly without being close to these X dates, it's probably a better buying time for you than to buy really close to when the X date is coming up. All right, so that's one dividend aristocrat. Now, I think even though McDonald's is a fast food store, McDonald's has been around for a long time, and McDonald's will change with the world. So if they have to go to vegan sandwiches and put more salads and chicken and more healthier stuff on the menu, they would, because they want to stay in business. So this is a future stock to me, McDonald's. And then the next one I think is a dividend aristocrat. Is the People's United Financial. This is a cheaper stock, so you can get a lot more of these Then McDonald's is $200 per share stock versus this is $14. But they also did the same thing. Let's go to historical data. And we'll see. Let's just go way down the bottom. Yahoo is a great tool to look up and do any kind of financial, you want to check prices, how the trades fluctuate, how the price fluctuates, the dividend changes. Yahoo Finance is awesome for that. So, okay, say January of 2020, they was paying 17 and 1/8, right? These numbers really be like, it's really almost 18 cents, but it's not 18 cents, right? So after that, they raised it by 0.0002, okay? But they still increased it. So this is what the whole meaning of Dividend Aristocrat is. The fact that they raised the dividend price from what it was before. So now it's 18 cents. Then it's 18 cents, 18 cents. And so what we're in for is that when the January payout comes again, let's look here. They didn't change it yet. They didn't put up the new X date. When the new X date comes out, the price should be increased. Maybe it'd be 18.2, but it's still increased. And that's what they are known for. If they don't increase it, then they get dropped from the Dividend Aristocrat list. So these companies normally will try to increase it. And you keep them for that. And this is a small financial company, but, it's been around for a while. And they do pretty good. So another one. So I went from like a high range one to a small one. You get a lot more shares of PBCT, but McDonald's is more well known. So either one, right? But if you didn't want to do individual stocks, right? Because you're like, I don't know if these things are going to move or not. You can do an EFT that holds these stocks. So if you do the Vanguard Dividend Appreciation Index Fund, it's an EFT called VIG. It's $142 a share now. And you can see the holdings in it because Yahoo's awesome. You can see how weighted it is if it's stocks and bonds. This is mostly a stock EFT, which sectors they're involved in. And then they tell you the top holdings, which is Walmart, which is a great one. Microsoft is another good one. Procter & Gamble, Visa, United Healthcare is a good one. Johnson & Johnson is in here. These stocks cost a lot. So if you just want to buy the EFT, you can still be a part of it, right? Walt Disney is not paying a dividend right now, but the stock has moved. Comcast, Pepsi. Pepsi is, again, another one on the Dividend Aristocrat list. So you can buy it individually or you can buy it as part of this EFT, which is also good. Now, you could also look at historically the dividend payout on this, which is all over the place because they base their dividend on the dividends they collect from the stocks that they bought. So it depends what it is. So this one paid in the beginning of March last year, 47 cents. And then they increased it to 60 cents. And then they went down a little bit, 55 cents. And then it went back up to 66 cents. So this varies because it's a combination of like all the dividends they pay out, but it's pretty good rates, I think. Another EFT that's really good is the S&P dividend EFT, SDY. Let's see what it holds. Again, mostly stock, no bonds in this one. These are the different sectors and the weights, and then there's their top 10. So they got ExxonMobil in here, Chevron. There goes People's United, Financial, because it's an aristocrat. AT&T is an aristocrat too. National Retailers, Abbey, Fidelity, Federal Realty Trust. Oh, IBM. IBM's been around for a long time. Franklin is, Ben is a dividend aristocrat too. Old Republic International. I don't really know that one, but maybe it is. So instead of buying the individual stock, you can buy the EFT and get in on the party of dividends without the risk of owning in the individual stock that might go down. You have the whole EFT backing you up. And historically, let's see what kind of dividends this thing pays out. Let's go to the bottom first. All right, so in March of last year, they paid 66 cents. And then it went up to 68 cents. And then it went to 68 cents 6. And then, 90s. Oh, okay. 98 cents a share, which is pretty good. So yeah, these can do you justice. And then I did like a quick Excel just to show you these 4 that I picked. McDonald's, which is a stock, PBCT, which is a stock, VIG, which is an EFT, and SDY, which is a EFT, right? So I just put 5 shares for each of them. So basically each quarter for the dividend rate was $1.25. And then on the last one, it was $1.29 for McDonald's. So for the whole year, for 1 share, you would have made $5.04. For the 5 shares, if you bought 5 shares, you would have made $25.02. I mean, 20 cents, $25.20. PBCT is only a $14 stock, right? So the first dividend paid out was 17 cents, and then it went to 18 cents, 18 cents, 18 cents, and now it's due to go up again, right? So it's a cheaper stock, and for the whole year, you'd have made like 71 cents. But you can take this money you made and reinvest it in it, or you can take this money that you made from it and help you buy another share of something else. So those are 2 things you can do with it. Or you can take it out, depending on what account it is. Like if it's a Roth account, you can't take it out. But if it's a regular brokerage account, you can take it out and spend it. It's passive income, so there you go. If you have it in a Roth or IRA, one of those retirement accounts, you can't take it out because you get a penalty for it. But if you have it in a regular brokerage account, you can spend this money every time you get paid. If it adds up to a lot, you can spend it to offset your normal expenses that you have for the month or a quarter or wherever it is that these pay out. So I'm going to hit. You can use the money if it's in a regular brokerage account because you're going to be hit for taxes on it anyway. But if you have it in a Roth, your taxes are delayed and therefore you can't take the money out, but you can reinvest it or use it to buy shares of another company, which is great. So that's why I like dividends. That's why I think dividends is part of the future gen plan for your retirement and for your family. And this is just like a quick picture of 4 things, 2 stocks and 2 EFTs, and the whole total price. If you want to go in on this on the next trading day, which is Monday, tomorrow, if you want to buy 5 of each of these just to start building out your portfolio, the total cost would be under $2,500, and you'll start making income for the year, which you can decide what you're going to do with it. And of course, you can find cheaper stocks than McDonald's, which is $215. But I think that McDonald's is a quality stock. And again, if you want to go into these individual stocks, but you want to just use like an EFT to get into all of those, that's good too. These are 2 very good ones. The S&P one and the Vanguard one. So that was my episode of Future Gen. And I hope to see you guys next time. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe and leave comments and let me know what you think of these stocks. I know it's a lot of other dividend aristocrats out there, but these are just the ones that I thought were a good spectrum of the high, low, and EFTs. I covered most of them. So see you next time.